I'm Jackie, and welcome to this week's Wednesday Wisdom. For those who don't know me, I'm Chuck's wife, and I get the privilege of serving alongside of him at many of the races throughout the season. Earlier this year, INDYCAR Ministry approached me and asked if I would be willing to help with some of the Wednesday Wisdoms this year, so here I am. If you haven't had the opportunity to watch Jason's message last week, I highly encourage you to go back and watch that, as it's a great overview of what this new sermon series is going to be about, Race to Rome. I think it helps us put into perspective what the culture was and who was writing this letter and whom he was writing it to. As I read through the first book of Romans, there was a lot that stuck out to me. We have, Paul writing about how he's, wanting to journey to them and about strengthening our faith and this fallen, broken world that they were living in. And one of the verses that really stuck out to me was verse 12, which is, when we get together, I want to encourage you in your faith, but I also want to be encouraged by yours. And when I think about that, it makes me think about how important community is and how having others around you will help you stay your course and help you to really see those things that God does for you to help you stay rooted. But it's equally important that if you're rooted, that you're surrounding yourself so that you in turn can encourage others. That's part of what we're called to do as Christ followers, is to help build those other followers up so that they can become stronger in their faith. And one of the things I read further down in this book in chapter 25, Paul's talking about how, they've lost their way and so many of them are trading the truth of who God is for a lie, and that they have started to worship the creation and they've forgotten who the creator is. And how true is that in our culture? How often do we find ourselves allowing things to replace God in our life? Whether it's that new house that we want, the car, we compare ourselves to others. Look what so-and-so has. I don't have that. And when we take that time to really go back and surround ourselves and keep those people in our lives that can encourage us in those moments to redirect our focus to the creator and not the creation, what a blessing. And what a blessing when we're given the opportunity to share that same thing with somebody else, when we can be the one to do that encouraging, to really say, hey, we need you to come back. We need you to see that you've kind of started down this path where you're starting to not remember what the important stuff is, that it's God that has made all of this. He's made us, he's made everything. And it's not necessarily bad, but we need to keep it in its place. And without those people in our lives that can help us to redirect that focus, it's very easy to find ourselves going down the path that some of these Roman and Gentiles were walking down back when Paul was writing this letter. I would ask you, who are those people in your circle? Who do you have that you can turn to for that encouragement when you find yourself starting to stray? And in return, who are you taking time to encourage and make sure that they're staying on the path and remembering that the stuff isn't important, it's God that's important, and the community that we build that keeps us focused in that. Thank you for sharing this week with me, and I look forward to seeing you guys at the track, and we'll see you next time on Wednesday Wisdom.